Hello and welcome to the Sound Lab podcast interviews unedited. On today's show we have interviews from the Wailers, Veronica, Fusaro, Himalayas, Bicurious and Mallavora. We're going to cram all that into the next hour-ish, I am sure. So without further ado, let's crack on with our first interview from Aston Barrett Jr. of the Wailers, who are heading out on tour very shortly. So here we go. Aston of the Wailers, how are you?
Doing fabulous, sir. How are you?
Good, yeah, not too bad. Thanks so much. So we're having a little chat because you are coming over here to the UK to do some shows towards the end of November into December. I bet you can't wait to be back here in the UK again.
Man, I can't wait. I love the UK.
So for those who have the pleasure of coming to see you, what can we expect to see on your tour? Because I believe you're playing Legend in full for part of it.
Yeah, you're gonna feel fulfillment. You're gonna feel energetic, because his music is a spiritual music that's gonna make you dance all night and feel fulfilled in a way that if you're having a bad day, you're gonna have a great day.
Yeah,
Yes.
that sounds like a good idea to me. And with you playing Legend in full, it's been 40 years. What was the reason behind dedicating a whole tour to this record?
Because I realize, especially the Legend album, it brings everyone together. It brings all ages, and we love to see all ages at our show. With that said, because in this generation is the generation of today is important, and we need them in order to shape this world, to make this world a better place each time. So each generation comes, they do better and better every time. And this music helps to keep people in that mindset of knowing that what always covers everything is love. And we say one love and we're all together because we're all human. Respectfully, wherever we all come from, we're all humans because we all have blood and we all have spirit because spirits are all the same. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And for those who aren't aware of what the Legend album is, it's a compilation album. But why at the time was it and still is the biggest selling reggae album kind of ever released?
Yeah, because all of the songs that they chose basically for this Legend album is all of the hits them that actually meant so much to people. So basically anything that you're going through on the Legend album, there's a song there for it. You have Get Up, Stand Up for Your Right. I Shot the Sheriff. You have Fado, you know? I mean, and they have One Love, Three Little Birds. They have Satisfy My Soul. So anything you're going through, they're all there. You know, No Woman, No Cry. Because, in this world, you know what I mean? It needs to have a balance between the masculine and the feminine. No one is better than anyone. It's all a balance of just how it needs to be. So it kind of just, it's a balance for the world. You know what I mean? That whole album. And that's why it's the best compilation, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And having looked at the track list, I think the album lasts for around an hour, but I'm sure you'd be playing longer than the hour. What else are you kind of going to be including in on these shows?
Yes, well, I mean, the shows that we can do our full set, we would say we'll add some songs from Evolution album and maybe a one or two songs from the catalog as well. I mean, sometimes you have some shows that might be shorter, so we won't be able to do all of it, but I think most of them on this run will be able to do the whole set. Yes, so
Good. Yeah, good. And you are still busy at the moment because you're currently in Brazil, I believe,
yes.
and you've been touring for last month or so, I believe. How have the shows been going down?
Yeah, man, the shows have been great, man. Every show has been great. We've been doing was doing the Natural Mystic, actually, Natural Mystic 30th anniversary here. Because we did the Legend down here last year and thing. And then our Evolution album came out. So we was gonna do the Evolution album plus we realized that it was also the Natural Mystic. So we would do the Evolution fully, but I also have to keep on doing this music because it represent my father, family man. And Wailers represent family man, Carly, Bob. Peter, Bunny, all of them. You know what I mean? So as the son of family man, I have to still preserve that legacy. So I did Evolution and did that one, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, I think it's been about 8 years, 9 years now since you took over as the lead for the Whalers. What's it been like taking over from your dad and continuing his legacy and Bob Marley's as well?
Well, each year you realize more and more why. You know, every time I thought I knew why, each year showed me another way. Because you know, there were times I wanted to give up. There were times I was like, no, this is too much. But you realize that in life, that's just how life is. Each time you're about to go to the next level, that's when the challenge come. And when the challenges come, you have to remember Bob Marley's and the Wailers song, Wake Up and Live. It says, life is one big road with lots of signs. But when you're riding through the ruts, don't complicate your mind because it's all a sign. Everything is there for you to learn and to get stronger. How are you going to be a true leader if you're not strong? So, you know what I mean? So you go through the stuff, then, and then you become stronger. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so that's how it is. So I'm living my father's legacy. Bob Marley legacy is there because anything with Wailers will always represent Bob Marley. But you know, Bob Marley children, they're representing his legacy is very good. They're doing a fabulous job. All of his children, you know what I mean? And then I'm here representing my father because my father carry on the Wailers after Bob passed, you know. So it still represent Bob, obviously, but I'm representing the message and the music of it because the vocal part of it is the picture in the frame. But without the frame, the picture can be broken. And without the picture, the frame can still be broken. So it's all together. You know what I mean? So we are the ones them that are we creating a new picture around the original picture because the original picture is the dominant and then create more things around it. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing to continue to make the frame get bigger and bigger for many generations. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because you did mention that your dad continued on with the Wailers and wrote a few records of his own, and you've done the same. You've now written a couple of records with One World and Evolution since you took over. Evolution
Yeah.
only came out last year. Tell us a bit about that record for those who've not had chance to hear it yet.
Yeah, man, the Evolution album is the evolution from my father to me to us in this time. Basically, continuation of the Wailers. So we're not gonna put anything in front of the Wailers or behind the Wailers as a disrespect. Cause even though Bob Marley says Bob Marley and the Wailers, Bob Marley say I'm just a whaler, right? So we are the Wailers. We're not this Wailers or that Wailers are put not because it don't make sense. None of those things is not right, right? So the Evolution album is for that, and we got nominated twice, you know, for the One World album, we almost won, and the Evolution album, we almost won again. You understand? So if you really think about it, it was hard work, and it paid off, and we had top producer Emilio Estefan, you know, one of the best producers in this. He just won actually this year, one of the best in the world for his genre. You know what I mean? So I feel grateful and honored and privileged to have these people with us because you know, we've been to many producers before, and a lot of people wasn't really interested because we can produce ourselves. But Emilio Estefan is the one who came to us, you know, and a lot of these other producers they look up to Emilio. So it's like you guys didn't see anything in us, but he did. And then after he came to us, then everyone wanted to come to us now. So when they come, we said no, sticking with Emilio. That's why you have to be good to people and treat people good. And that's what we do with our music. We treat people good by continuing this music so we can have more peace in this world. And that's what we try to do. We do it the best we can. You know?
Yeah, yeah, most
Yeah. And
definitely.
that's the evolution. That's the evolution.
Yeah, no, definitely. And with this tour kind of finishing off this year, what's 2026 going to hold for you and the Whalers?
2026 is gonna be a new era for us. We have no idea what is entailed for us, but we can feel it. And we know that whatever we're gonna do is gonna influence the people in a positive way. We're not here to rule anyone. We're not here to tell you what to do, but we're just here to just influence you in a way that knowing that karma is real. If you think bad, bad will come. If you think bad about someone, it will backfire back on you. If you think good, then you'll keep moving forward. And sometime when you keep doing good and you wonder why things are not going your way, sometime it can be from your family past. Because sometimes your family might do something bad and that karma comes on you. So, but that don't mean you must stop. That mean you must keep doing good so you can cleanse it. And the more good you do, the better it becomes. And then your children, because you're gonna live through your children. Remember, because when you pass, your life force goes into them. So you start to live again. You understand? So that is what we want to do. So that's what's the new thing for 2026, the new upgrade with us, in our elevation, in this evolution.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Aston Barrett Jr. of the Wailers. Now, we are all over social media, so come and find us at The Sound Lab, yes, on all the socials. You can also check out the website at thesoundlabuk.co.uk. So while you go and find us on all of those and to give us some follows, we're going to play you our next interview from Veronica Fusaro. She's just released her second record, and we had a chat with her all about it. So, Veronica Fusaro, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jim?
Not too bad. Thanks so much. So after this interview, we'll play a new track of yours called If Not For You. Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
So, If Not For You is a song about that very special type of connection you can have with another person. It's a connection called love, and it's just a little thank you to that person. The people in your life who make rainy days brighter. Yeah.
Nice. And that's off your new record, which is out now. Looking for a connection. For those who've not had a chance to hear the record yet, tell us a bit about the release.
So, let's start off maybe musically. The album is very much inspired by rock, pop, indie, pop-ish soul. That's a very good description, I'm aware. But honestly, it's just because I listen to so much different music that I just love, and therefore I'm inspired by these different genres. I think if you give it a listen, it will make sense. That might make more sense. And in terms of like subject or like theme, what I wrote about, the overall theme is like this connection, and the album title sums it up pretty nicely. Looking for connection. I was mainly inspired by just looking out into the world and seeing a world that in theory has never been this close. We have never been this connected because of technology. But then you look out and it almost appears like the opposite is happening. Like we're drifting further and further apart, like the world is polarizing. And I just find this paradox very, very interesting and to live and to observe. And yeah, this is what was the main motor or main motivation in terms of what writing songs about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. And the sound that you made with the record, is it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of how it turned out in the studio and when you were writing it too?
I think it was how, like, when I approach an album, I always make like playlists of songs that inspire me sonically. So it did turn out how I wanted, if not even better actually, because I got to work with these great producers like Kim Wenderstrom and Charlie McLean, who've been incredible, and who were really able to transform my vision into this album, which has been a beautiful experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto this record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them again down the line, or is it a case of starting afresh when the time comes?
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not a mass writer. Actually, I don't have many songs that didn't make it on the album, just because I'm very quick at realizing like, nah, this doesn't feel right. I don't want to finish writing it. But there's a few which might come out later. Who knows? But I haven't had the time to think about that yet.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. And obviously 2 records in now, how does this sound in comparison to your previous music that's out there?
I think it's a little more rough on the edges. It's a bit more poppy, though, I would say. The first album it was a bit more, bit smoother in terms of like sound. Sonically, we the first one we recorded with a lot of live instruments, and this one was more like production and still a lot of guitars and bass and all of that stuff. As you can hear on the album, there's like live horns and stuff, but it's just I think it's a bit more of a rock-ish approach to it, I would say.
Yeah, nice. And I like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you, how do tracks normally start off?
Usually very randomly. I just live, walk through this world. And whenever I have an idea, that might be a sentence or a melody, I just, take out my phone and I record the idea, or I write down the sentence that I somehow inspires me that I like. And then I eventually go back home or in the studio and I grab the guitar and I just explore the feeling that I had with this idea, and I start building the story using both words as well as the chords, the melodies. Like it all goes works really closely to me, just because all of these elements influence each other. Like the story is not only told with words but also like with music. And yeah, eventually that's how, at the end of the day, I end up writing a song.
Yeah, and when it comes to kind of the finished lyrics of the track, is it quite straightforward to get there, or is there times when it can be a challenge for you?
Oh, for sure. I'm not a fast writer because I write a lot by myself. And I like to take the time. I like to live with the music as well. And I'm very critical if it's about lyrics, because I want them to say exactly what I want them to say, and also I'm also aware like English is not my first language, so sometimes something might sound great and like it works for me, but then I go on Google and it's like, no, this does not make sense. And it's just because I translated a German saying or something like that. But yeah, it's just, I think what I enjoy about writing in English, especially, although it comes very naturally, I also learn the language better and better by each song that I write,
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure that you can speak a couple of languages, knowing where you're from. Are you tempted to kind of combine all the languages into your music, or are you planning on sticking just to the English at the moment?
I mean, at the moment, it just felt English feels the most natural. To be fair, I never thought about it more. I just wrote in English automatically, probably because most of the artists I listen to, most of my idols, they also sing in English. So it was like very like, of course I'm also gonna write it in English because it feels right. But actually on this album, on the Looking for Connection album, at the beginning of Gold Rush, there's like there's a little bit where I talk in Italian. So that was like the first introduction, I guess, in me trying another language in my music. And for the future, who knows? I would love to write in English, in Italian, and in Swiss German, but it just hasn't. I didn't write the right songs yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good.
And you've been busy. You've done some shows recently. How have they gone down?
Very cool. Yes, we just started off the Looking for Connection tour last Thursday, and it's been an absolute pleasure getting to play these new songs live on stage. It's it's one thing to write them and to have them on a CD and stuff like that, but like actually getting to perform them and to share them on a stage and to connect with people in real life, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a few dates left to do this year. Some here in the UK, some near where you are, back in mainland Europe. But next year, you've just got a couple of Switzerland shows booked in at the moment. Are you hoping to be adding more?
Yes, we're working on it right now. I have a few solo shows coming up in spring next year. When I play solo, I have the Loop Station. It's also how I'm going to be playing in London and Scotland, in Isle of Bute this end of November. I'm gonna be playing with my loop station. For the bigger shows, we're planning festivals next year, for example. There's the first few confirming dates, like the dates are coming in slowly. And then that's where I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play with the band.
Nice. Yeah, I bet that's going to be. How are you going to find moving from just the solo shows to having a team of people on stage with you?
I mean, that's what I've been doing ever since I started making music. So I think the challenge is more like the arrangement of the solo set, because the band set is now all done and ready, and like I started off the tour. But I started off the tour playing a solo show in Switzerland, and then the other two shows on Friday and Saturday were band shows. So I guess, I don't know, I'm just very familiar with the two sets, and I can easily jump from the one to the other.
Yeah, good. Is there anywhere that you've not played yet that you want to go and play at some point?
Oh, plenty of places. Like, you mean venues or cities?
Cities, countries?
I'm not that picky. I would just love to be able to share my music all over the planet and for people to come to my shows. So, whether that may be North or South America, or a broader Europe tour, or in Africa or in Asia or in Australia, I don't really care. It's just, I would just love to be able to share my music with the world.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Veronica Fusaro to talk about her new record and more. Now, if you're listening to us on Spotify, then you'll be pleased to hear we also have a Spotify playlist, which brings you 150 brand new up-and-coming artists that we feel like you might just enjoy yourselves. And if you want to check that out, search Fresh by The Sound Lab on Spotify, or head to the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and click on the Fresh playlist button. So while you go and find the playlist to save to listen to later on, we've got our next interview from Himalayas, who we had a chat with at 2000 Trees earlier this year. So, Himalayas, how are you?
Yeah, we're all good, thanks man, everything?
Good, yeah, not too bad, nice and busy, which is good. And you're here at 2000 Trees. How's your day been so far?
It's been amazing, yeah. First
Very warm.
Very warm, very warm, unbearably warm. We are not dressed for the occasion.
It is sunburn central at the moment, so I'm factor 50'd up to the nines, and see if it doesn't melt off me. But other than that, fantastic.
Surely sun lotion doesn't work for you though, does it?
I found factor 80. There's an 80. It comes in a Brit stick form. It's amazing. It's what cricketers use on their noses, but I use it everywhere. It's the best. So for any gingers out there,
I've not actually put anything on. And
Mike's a daredevil.
I tend to find what my face does, especially with shades on, so a little bit of stubble here, so the nose gets burnt, so that goes red. This kind of all stays white, and then this bit will just sort of brown a little bit, so you get this sort of Neapolitan effect going on.
So I go red straight
Across
away,
the board.
but the next day, beautiful brown.
Okay, one
It
of
changes
those.
straight
One of those.
away.
Yeah.
But I get it here
Yeah.
I hate you both.
by brown. I brown out that.
Mine's
I
not
go-
good either. I'm three different colours.
I go like tomato red, and then I peel back to pale blue. Like that's my guess. There's never been a tan. I've tried, doesn't work. Fake tan is the only way for me, I think. Other than that, a solid pale blue.
And this is a classic British interview where we're not talking about music or anything.
Not at all, yeah.
Weather.
Talking about how unbelievably, unbearably hot it is.
It's because you've invited a bass player to an interview, at which point we can't chat
He hasn't
about
got anything else to talk
Yeah,
about.
I just
that's
waffle
the thing.
about
He doesn't
sun
know
cream.
about anything else. So
You just do this, don't you? That's all you do. Yeah. So let's talk about music, shall we? Yeah. Where are you at?
Oh, if we have to.
Where are you at with new music?
So we've just had the new record Bad Star out in April. That's been received really well, and I think it's been really nice sort of seeing existing fans embracing it and kind of seeing the progression and appreciating that. I think we've picked up quite a few new people as well, which has been awesome. We're currently starting to write album 3. That's very early days, so there's no nothing to get too excited.
coming out tomorrow.
There's nothing to get too excited about, is what I was trying to say.
Experimental jazz fusion.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, but we need to learn how
With a bass
to.
lead, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
There's
it's
one track that's just all bass.
and it's 45 minutes long.
That is it.
And
That
that's
is
the album. That's the album.
It's going to be great.
How has the record gone down with the fans?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah, really cool. I think it's felt this one was, we maybe sort of knew what we were doing a little bit better, so it's felt a little bit more focused, and we really, I think, did what we were trying to achieve with it, which is always quite a fulfilling thing, because you know, you can have all the ideas in the world, but actually it coming out sounding like that is a completely different thing to thinking about it. So that's been great, and yeah, I think the as I say, like, sort of existing fans, I think, can see what the progression is. If you've been into us for a few years, there's quite a clear sort of movement forwards. And yeah, the reception, we've just had our headline tour, it's just went really well. Loads of people singing the new songs as well, which is all what you want, because you know, we've had a few songs, older songs, that have done pretty well, and you never quite know, is it just going to be those ones that they're there for, and they're singing along to Thank God and From Hell to Here or whatever, and then everyone goes to the bar when you do the new stuff. But it was engagement throughout, and even the kind of album tracks that weren't singles and stuff, people are singing, and it just went down so well. So yeah, I think we're really satisfied on that front.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto the record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them again down the line, or is it a case of bin them off?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, because so there's one track on the new one called Heavy Weather, which was written for album 1, and it was maybe a bit further on than what we were trying to do with the first record.
Yeah.
So I think it was the right call to not do that then and wait. But generally everything else was written within about 6 months before going to the studio, and it was very deliberately for, you know, we're writing for this album, we've got these ideas, we want to do X, Y and Z. I think there's a few demos knocking around from the new one that we probably will revisit for one reason or another. But again, it's, you know, part of the fun of it is finding the new thing. You never know what you're going to get a lot of the time. You can go in with an idea of, like, I want to do this sort of song with a, you know, this sort of beat or whatever. It's going to have a big chorus or X, Y and Z. But until you actually start doing it, you always end up finding new things, and that's the exciting thing. So I think, I was just going to say, like,
you go.
I don't want to, we don't want to kind of dwell too much on what's come before. It's like, if it's there and we still love it, then great, but we're always looking forward to whatever might come next.
As well as that, it's like when you're writing demos, often it's like song by song. Whereas like when you go in to record an album, like you're thinking of an album as a whole, and so often it's like what song serves the purpose of the album. So like you know, there are demos that are like really good, but like haven't made it on the album because like the purpose of that song has kind of already been filled almost.
Either that or it's just that might be good on another album. But it's not fitting in with this one. A good song's one thing, but actually making it work with everything else around it is another. And I feel like it feels like we've done a quite good job with the new one, with the new record, to have some sort of cohesion there. Which some of the demos I think would have got in the way of. Some of the
definitely very purposeful, like from our side. Like
very deliberate.
We did everything with deliberation.
Deliberately.
Deliberately. What's deliberation then? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Chatting about
it. That's like talking about things.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
With deliberation and deliberate. Yeah, fuck it.
Deliberate deliberation.
But yeah, there you go.
That's album 3. You've heard it.
That's a good
title. Remember that one. Yeah. And with album 3 on the mind, do you kind of know what direction you're wanting to take it at the moment, or?
There's some ideas knocking around, but I don't think we want to commit to anything at the moment. I think we've got some new toys to play with, and we're finding new sounds and things. So there are some ideas, but I think we're very open to things changing.
It's got to be a big thing with progression as well. Like it's got to feel like a progress to us. It's not just smashing out the same thing or doing something that's worked. Like it's got to be like the next level up.
It will be different from the new one in one way or another. But yeah, it's part of the fun of it. Is kind of I don't know yet, and I'm quite excited to find out.
Fun of it, yeah. And I'm sure you want to do some shows. What have you got planned for the rest of this year?
So we've got a US tour supporting the Horn, who are really cool guys. Me and a couple of the boys went to see him in Bristol a few weeks ago, and I got to meet them. And great band, and they're really nice guys. So I think that's going to be going to be a really great time. We've got October through to December, so it's about 3 months worth of touring over there. We've only played South by Southwest before, so we have been to the States, but it's just the one place, one city. So actually, take out the gigs, it's just a road trip around the States, which is once in a lifetime experience in of itself. So that whole thing is going to be amazing. So I think a lot of the focus is on that. We're going to be doing some more in Europe as well, and we kind of want to cultivate that side of things a little bit. We've got a lot of fans in Europe that we haven't been able to get out to as often as we'd like, so we're really keen on that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of gigging, I think, in the next 12 months or so.
Good. Is there anywhere you've not been to before that you want to get to at some point?
Europe-wise, I'm trying to think, because we've not done like.
So I would say we've not done anywhere in Scandinavia, and
Austria as well.
Austria would be cool,
and a lot of Eastern European places. Like we've played in Poland and Czechia, but apart from that, that's quite an unexplored territory for us.
Yeah.
And looking at our stats, I think some of our big streams come from a lot of those kind of places as well. I think we do quite well in like Hungary and places like that. We haven't been to Italy for a while either. We've played there a couple of times, but not for a few years. So we need to get back out over there. So yeah, there's just anywhere. Oh, and Portugal. Portugal have not been to.
Would be cool.
Yeah. So anywhere that will have us, basically. Yeah. Anywhere.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Himalayas from 2000 Trees Festival from earlier this year. Now, if you're loving all of today's interviews, then you can also hear them in an edited form on our international radio show, where you get to hear all these interviews alongside a load of new music and the live session too on our 2-hour international radio show. And if you want to find it, head to our website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and click International Radio Show. So while you go and find the show to save and listen to later, of course, you're hearing the trend here, we've got our next interview from Bicurious, who we had a chat with at Truck Festival earlier this year. So, Bicurious, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm also good.
Good, you're here at Truck Festival. How's your day been so far?
Long. we flew in from Dublin to Birmingham this morning very early, and then our wonderful friends Dan and Kaz drove us down, and we've been at Truck since this morning, and it's been a really nice experience so far. Yeah.
Good. Seen any bands?
I haven't, but I think Gab has.
Yeah, I saw Tank earlier, who are on Big Scary Monsters as well.
Yes.
I was very tired, and I was like, I'm going for a walk, and then I watched Tank, and it woke me up. And then Sherem were on right before us, who are Irish as well, and we played a few festivals with them like a good few years ago, so it was really cool to see them again.
Good.
So that was two very good bands to see.
Nice, yeah, absolutely. And once you finish here this weekend, what's your plan next?
We're playing a house party in Dublin tomorrow.
Okay.
So the album we released, the last album we released, Your Life Is Over Now, we did like a fundraising campaign for it. And one of the perks for it was we'd play a gig in your house. So we are doing that for someone tomorrow in Dublin. Awesome. So we have a very early flight in the morning. So that's next. And then we're playing with Adebisi Shank in London in the Lexington next month.
Yeah, nice. I think it was earlier this year that your latest record came out. For those who've not had a chance to hear it, tell us a bit about it.
Well, it's called Your Life Is Over Now, and it's the first album where I'm singing on all of the songs. So we went from being a mostly instrumental band to a rock band, like a normal rock band.
Yes.
And yeah, we like it. We think it's good, and I think like some people also think it's good, like who listen to our music. So that's good.
Yeah, good. And what was the reason behind going from that instrumental band, as you mentioned, to putting vocals on it?
Just felt like doing it. It just felt like the most natural step in terms of songwriting. Like when I started writing the first ideas for the new album, that's just what came out. So I mean, I had just become a father as well, like at that time, and just my life just kind of changed a lot, and I don't know, I guess it pushed me to sing a bit more. So yeah, that's the reason.
Good. Yeah, nice. And I'm sure you've started work on future music. Where are you at with that?
Well, to be honest, we've been touring for most of the past year, so it's been a little bit difficult to focus on writing new music, but we have a good few ideas that we are really looking forward to getting some time together in a room to hash out, because we had a first jam in a really long time a couple of weeks ago, and it was juicy. It was really, really fun. So we can't wait to do some more of that in the next few months.
Nice. Do you know what direction you're wanting to go in?
Personally, I would like to try maybe something a little bit more, I don't know, a bit more straightforward, a bit more punky maybe, like a bit more punk rock, like not necessarily in the style but in the approach to it. But that's just me. Then I think what I want to do is probably going to mix with what Gav wants to do as well, and it's going to create something unique, hopefully. So.
Nice. I like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
Either I will write an idea for a song myself and then like work on it a little bit at home and then send it to Gav, and then next time we're together we'll work on it together, and then other times the ideas just come out of the rehearsal room. You know, we jam and something just comes out, and then we work on it from there. It depends.
Nice. And is it quite straightforward to add the lyrics now to the music? Yeah,
because especially when it's a song that I'm writing myself before bringing it to Gav, I tend to write. As soon as I write a guitar part, there's like a vocal melody already there in my head for it. Obviously, the lyrics usually come a bit later, but like the vocal melody tends to be like from the start. It's different when we're writing a song from scratch together in the rehearsal room. Then it's like slightly less natural adding vocals on top, unless it comes to us at the moment. But yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Do you think you'll go back to look at your instrumental tracks and add vocals to the top of those?
No. The instrumental tracks are gonna stay as they are. I've never really thought about it. That's a really weird idea.
I thought of either.
I can see how someone would think about that, but like, no, I don't think we're gonna do that, are we?
No. What's done is done.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like that was of a time of like a part of our history as a band, and we're really, really proud of it. And now we're just doing something different. There's no point in like changing it, you know?
I think as well, like if we were to write an instrumental song, like I don't think we're opposed to it, but the thing that's becoming most natural is stuff with vocals, and I'm quite liking that direction. I think Taryn's liking that, and as Taryn said, yeah, next thing's going to be a bit more punk rock, and I'm on board for that, by the way. So yeah.
And you mentioned a couple more shows. You've done plenty as well, but what's your plan for the rest of this year and then doing some shows?
So yeah, we're playing with ADBC Shank in London. Then we're gonna ride, I think, for a bit. We're gonna take a bit of a break from tour until about March, I reckon, around that, and we're gonna just ride and hopefully a new album.
Nice. No, is there anywhere that you've not toured yet that you want to get to at some point?
Good question. The Netherlands. We played Belgium and Germany. We played Germany for the first time, which was really fun. So we want to play Germany a bit more, Belgium a bit more, but I'd love to play the Netherlands. I'd love to play America at some point, and we've had a few people like emailing us asking to come recently, so yeah. I think that would be fun at some point.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Bicurious from Truck Festival from earlier this year. Now, if you love all of our interviews, and I'm sure you do considering you're listening to us, then if you head to our YouTube or TikTok page, you'll be able to check out these interviews once again in full. You'll be able to see the interviews, in fact, on our videos, and we have edited them down as well in some capacity. So head to YouTube or TikTok at The HIMALAYAS to check out the videos of these interviews. So while you go and check us out on those, we've got our final interview from Mallavora, who we chatted to earlier this year. So Mallavora, how are you? Good.
Chilling, but we're
nice and warm. yeah, it is warm. How's your day been? How's trees been for you?
wicked.
Amazing. Yeah, I slept this morning. So much fun.
Good.
Yeah,
Get
still
a
on a
crowd?
high.
Nice crowd?
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a nice crowd. A couple of circle pits. Can't complain for 11 o'clock in the morning, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, really well, the audience. Really well. Good effort.
Well
They
done
did
to them.
Really well.
They did.
In the heat, like they were just out there in the lion's den, hot, running around. They gave us energy. It took a little bit of time to warm them up, but we got them there. and yeah, they gave us a lot of support.
Once they've had their first beer at that time.
Then they're ready to go. Like, yeah.
And once you finish here today, this weekend, what's your plan next?
Once we finish that trees,
Yeah.
We're playing Boomtown and Mangasa Festival in Nottingham at the end of August, and then we've got lots of new music coming out straight after festival season, starting with a single, all leading up to our debut album.
Nice. How's it sounding?
Yeah, it's the happiest we've ever been with. Just like the mixes and the reflection of the songwriting intent into the sound is just like perfect. We're just, so excited to get it out there, really.
And the sound that you've made with this record, is it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of just how it's turned out in the studio?
It's how we wanted. Everything we do is quite considered and deliberate and intentional. And it takes a long time to do it that way, but it's turned out exactly how we wanted. So, yeah.
That's good. And when it comes to the writing side of things, how do tracks normally start off for you guys?
So usually I'll come up with like an instrumental idea. Quite a lot of the inspiration behind the music that I write is sort of trying to translate the experiences that I have with chronic illness into music. So it's a lot of like soul searching and trying to find sounds that replicate that feeling. And then I'll spend a bit of time with that, and then eventually hand it over to the guys to make it sound like a Mallavora song with the drum parts and the bass parts and everything, and then we hand it over to Jess to do the vocals.
Are the lyrics pretty straightforward to be added to the instrumental?
Not always. Like sometimes when Larry's put together an instrumental, like, I know exactly what it's going to be about, and I know exactly what it's saying, and I'm like, yeah, I know what to add to this. But sometimes, like, we have like chats about what his intention and like what was his meaning behind the instrumentals, and then I sort of take that and like add my own spin on it, depending on like my own experience.
Yeah.
And then we try and make the two marry up as best as possible. So, like, the idea being that, like, if you were to mute the vocals, the instrumental would still kind of be saying the same thing, and vice versa. Like, we want it to be cohesive. We have different experiences of chronic illness. It makes for quite an interesting experience when you listen to it, I think, because there's like depth there, but also there's clear like intent behind all of it.
Yeah, nice. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto the record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them again down the line, or is it a case of binning them off and starting again?
It's quite normal, I think, for bands to write like 100 songs for a 12-track album. We're not really one of those bands. We probably 2, maybe 3 songs that didn't make it, kind of thing. I think because of the intentional nature of it, it isn't quite right, and we'll bin it off before it becomes a song. Whereas I think some take the approach of like, and it's it's not a criticism, it's just how they do it, but like they will just get loads of ideas down and be like, right, what do we like? Whereas we kind of, everything is so, it's so intentional that it's like, it's pretty obvious if it's not it, and it just gets binned off straight away. But yeah, like with the ideas that didn't quite make it, they just get binned. And then next time we come to do songwriting, it'll be a for a different reason, for a different purpose, and it'll therefore be a different idea.
There was one instrumental that Larry wrote that we were like grappling with for ages, and we were like, it's just not quite doing it. Like, how are we gonna make it? It's just not as strong as any of the others. Like, what is it missing? And Larry basically like gutted it and started again, just using like I think one of the motifs from the chorus.
I kept the chorus and binned
now,
everything else.
It's now a completely different song. Like, before it was like sort of doomy and quite like dark, and now it's kind of like an epic.
It's like a prog epic. It's like 6 minutes.
Epic.
Yeah, it's probably it's my favourite of the new songs. I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's funny how that comes about. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'd like to find out, because you guys are somewhat new to the music world, I'd like to find out how you guys got together and what made you write this music as well.
It's been a long road. We formed in 2019. The 3 of us all went to uni in Birmingham, and that's kind of how we met. And then Sam's joined us recently as of January or February this year. So we live in Bristol, and really making music that means something to us and that reflects how we feel. That's all that matters to us, really.
And I'm sure you've got some aspirations of things you guys want to achieve. What's one thing on that bucket list that you kind of have to do at some point?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know, because there's like the dream answer, and there's like I think we all have like a different individual sort of dream of where we'd like the band to take us. I think, like, for me, it's Glastonbury, just to play at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Ideally one of the big stages, that'd be awesome, but like, I don't know, that's just really that's like the end game as a festival, I don't know, in my eyes, so like, that would be, my answer.
I mean, headlining Download one year would be absolute bucket list.
Yeah.
No reason why not. And like we're quite an ambitious band, and like we played Main Stage Trees today, and we played Download last year for the first time, and the year before we were telling people that we really wanted to play Download the next year. How do we do that? And because of the size that we were, people were kind of laughing or like being like no chance, and then we did it, and then like a few things like that have happened. Short after that we opened for Skin Dread. We're doing this today. There's all sorts of things happening. Like we find that if you're a little bit mental and you're just really ambitious, that some of the stuff actually happens.
Got to be a bit delulu.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's boring. It's like why it happens to other bands. Why wouldn't it happen to
And I
us?
hope you enjoyed the interview there with Mallavora from 2000 Trees Festival from earlier this year. And that's the end of the show for another week, I am afraid. But don't you worry, we will be back next week with more interviews. But if you can't wait until then, social media at The Soundelab on all the socials. You can also check out the website at thesoundelabuk.co.uk and make sure you check us out on Spotify with our fresh playlist too. And we will see you next week for another episode of Interviews Unedited. Goodbye.